Welcome back to Just Weirdly Blended. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tom.
And we're coming at you with a Friday night.
It's been a long time since a Friday night episode.
Yeah, and we're not drinking either. I got
sober
water.
as a horse.
Yep. As a little bit of a horse.
I had some soda at the movie theater.
Yeah, we saw Dogman. We all went out.
Yes, we did.
It was pretty funny.
It was not bad.
You know, it's a kid movie. It's
Kid movie.
It was pretty random.
It was a little random, but I mean, that's, I guess, the point, right?
Yeah, there were some funny parts. I liked the house.
The doghouse.
The Gooba Gaba house.
Oh,
Gooba Gaba. And it was like strobe lights.
I can see my house. And the house like, Gooba Gaba. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, there's just, it's kid humor.
It's a kid movie, yeah.
There's some funny, like, adultish humor, I felt.
It's kind of like the Lego movie a little bit. The Lego
Yeah.
movie definitely had some funny stuff in it.
I like the Lego movie a lot more myself.
I think it's just the style, like the books. Lana really liked how it was random the way the books were.
Yeah.
So I think it was stylistically it fit the books.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought
But I'm with you. I thought, excuse me, I thought the Lego movie kind of, what my brother would say, hit different.
it hit different, homie.
So
It slaps.
yeah, so
Freaking, I know, I go in there and Blanca goes, your doppelgangers right over there. And I look over and I was like, oh my God.
there was a guy that was similar. I mean, similar, not
He was a brown Mexican guy with a hat, a beard and a hat. But when I seen him, I looked back at her.
doppelganger.
Yeah, I looked at him, I seen him, and then I looked back at her like,
Yeah.
I could see that.
I'm not
I
going
can
to lie
see
to you.
it.
Every time the guy walked by, I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, I could see it. He
Except for
fell
you had
asleep.
The Yellow Lakers. The guy did.
Yeah, he was out at one point.
You know what? I slept all the way through that Peter Rabbit movie, so I don't
I liked
judge people.
I liked Dogman better than Peter Rabbit.
Yeah.
Peter Rabbit was just like, hey, hello, I'm Peter Rabbit.
I'm a rabbit. You read my book, yeah? And
I want your coat.
yeah. The fucking farmer won't let me come in and get his little vegetables.
I'm kind of on the farmer side though.
Yeah, I am too. Fuck that rabbit. I would have shot him.
Yeah, like fuck
Right.
you, man. This is my livelihood. And and I want to eat you.
Either that or just like, this is my after work time. This is what I do for fun, mate. And you're here eating all my vegetables.
I know. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, man.
You're like trying to grow your tomatoes or
Right?
carrots.
You get your carrot, and he's like Bugs Bunny over there. What's up, Doc? And you're just like, man, it took me 3 months to grow that.
Bugs Bunny, if he was like for real, like a real bunny, and he was that big, I'd be kind of terrified.
He's pretty insane if you think about it.
He's a
giant.
nutcase.
He stands on his hind legs. He cross dresses all the time. Gets you to fall in love with him, then pulls out his dick. You're like, what?
Dude, he did like dressing like a chick, didn't he?
All the time, man. All the time.
You know who was a fine rabbit? Was from Space Jam, the first one.
Oh yeah,
Babs.
yeah.
Babs Bunny.
I don't know what her name was.
I think it was
Babs.
Babs
Bunny?
Bunny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Babs,
Do you remember Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh,
they had that cartoon gal in the red dress.
Oh yeah, man.
She
Jessica.
was banging.
Jessica Rabbit.
Is that who she was?
Yeah, she had some big.
She
old...
wasn't a rabbit though. She was
married to Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. Oh, rabbit. It's been way too long.
Yeah, she was married to Roger. That movie.
That's a badass movie.
That movie freaked me out when I was younger, kind of, just because there was parts of it that was just like, it was just so weird.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when he starts melting at the end, like some of it just
and they get steamrolled.
Right? Yeah, he's like,
they get steamrolled.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
We just had that movie on. I want to say like a month and a half, 2 months.
Really?
ago.
I haven't watched it since I was a kid. Hence me not remembering much about it outside of that.
Jessica Rabbit, she could get it.
She's
sure.
for a cartoon gal. I mean, I'm not into cartoon gals, but if I were,
Oh, she would do it.
Jessica Rabbit.
She had big old titties.
She's kind of a dirty girl.
Oh, she was. Happy birthday, Mr. President. She was like
Mr. President. Did she actually sing that?
No, but she could
might
have.
as well have.
Yeah.
She probably did for Kennedy, to be honest with you.
She was very Marilyn Monroe.
Jessica Rabbit, you have to sneak out. You can't let people in America see you. Yeah, that's good old Jack.
So if a girl, like, say she looks really good, right? She's beautiful.
Okay.
But what if she had like a crazy ugly accent? Would that knock her down?
Like my rendition of Jack Kennedy.
Like that? Yeah. Or she had like that.
I'm a beautiful girl, but
Hey.
you have to accept my accent.
Yeah, she had the ugly English accent. Like the poor.
Oh, you want to pork me, do you? We got to go dinner first.
Right?
She walks around with a switchblade all the time.
Well, actually, you know who had that kind of accent though was the girl from Ted Lasso.
She kind of did a little bit, but like a classy.
Hey, Roy.
Yeah.
But she,
all right.
But she had that. I always think it's like the poor person
It
in
is.
London. They're like from the poor side of the country.
Yeah, they're not pompous. They're barely making a living, love. Yeah.
Those are the ones I can picture. They were probably on like pirate boats. You know,
Pirate boats. Yep.
like on the ship.
They're pirate. Yeah. They're they're just the leftover pirates. Oi, matey. I'm in London or not myself.
Since like it was established, like was it last week you talked about it? Like they actually didn't say.
Yeah, somebody was saying like the accent that we give to pirates is not.
Then who started that? I want to know.
Walt Disney. I don't know.
It's such a cool accent.
It is. And I could see it landlubber. Like they don't say landlubber.
Well,
is it lubber or lover?
Like I said, black cells. They don't. No one talks that way either.
They speak like
Londonish,
like Scottish or something.
just
like
all different ones.
Yeah, what? different people.
Yeah, there's
of all over.
The one gripe I had with that show was there was a gal that she was French. She had a French accent. It was so shitty. I hated her anytime she would talk.
Give me
Like, just,
some
you know what?
cheese on the grapes, sir.
Yeah, she was talking. She was very.
You are a pirate.
Oh, so she was very pretty. She was like this.
Sure.
She was like a light skinned girl, and she had like she was gorgeous.
The best kind of girl.
She had they showed her boobs a few times,
Okay.
but she was very
Tastefully.
pretty. But like when she would talk and stuff, oh my god, I would just it annoyed me. I was like, can she just shut the fuck up? I hated her accent. It was so
just like clearly bad. Like
I felt like it was, but who am I? I can barely speak now.
No, you're doing good.
I'm a dialect coach.
That'd be kind of weird to work with a dialect coach. They're like, you're doing it all wrong. No, I swear, I hear it. It sound perfect. They're like, no, that's not right. Wouldn't you be insulted? You're like, no,
Yeah, because-
I hear it. Oi, you saying I do it wrong, love?
No, yeah. What if you're hearing it wrong and I'm hearing it right?
No, you don't know what you're hearing, love. You got to listen time ahead, you know.
Like, yeah, what if the dialect coach actually was a piece of shit? Like they had bad hearing or something.
Yeah, a deaf dialect coach.
Like hard of hearing.
All right, I'm gonna read my line. Hello.
Say it again. Freaking so my last day was Wednesday.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Good. It was a long day.
Did you
felt
talk
like
to your boss before you left? Were you like, Pete?
I had a one-on-one.
For what?
Stupid. He just wanted to know if there was any
Reason for leaving?
No, he just is there any things he needs to know before I bounce.
Take any naked pictures of yourself and post them anywhere?
Here's my dick.
Like,
No, I made sure I pulled anything off of my like computer.
Okay.
So I took like any kind of old documents or something. I just deleted a bunch of shit.
So that they wouldn't have it.
Damn
There
right.
you go. Yeah.
They're
They're not going to profit off of your work.
Yeah, fuck you guys. I know. So I had my one-on-one, and he was just like, is there anything I need to know? I'm like, well, so-and-so's going to be out for the rest of the week. You'll probably have to give him.
So he just wants you to give him the lowdown so that he's prepared for.
Yeah. And I was like, I let him know that you're going to probably be the one to talk to him and stuff, this, that, and the other. And he's like, okay. But I was like, he was like, oh yeah, you really came a long way this year. It's a shame we can't see you through it this year.
Why didn't you tell me this a year ago?
Why didn't you tell me this at all?
Yeah, ever. Yeah.
But you know what? I I was like, I don't know when it hit me that I was like, you know what, this is a good decision. I'm cool with it, right?
Yeah.
Because you always have that thought, like maybe this was a bad idea.
Sure.
But like there was a point where I was like, okay, this is a good idea, whatever. But yeah, when he told me that, I was just thinking, you know, I could have, if I stayed and I would have had my review and it was the same or shittier,
Yeah.
I'd have probably lost my shit. I'd have probably headbutted that nigga.
And then
Motherfucker.
do some editing.
I'll have to do some editing.
You probably headbutt that. What?
Yeah, I would have headbutted him. Sorry, my inner thug came out.
You would have headbutted it.
Hey, I'm 2%.
I understand. I understand.
But
violence is not the answer. But
no. So then I had to meet him on Thursday.
Yeah.
So yesterday, and drop off my equipment and stuff. And so that was what it was.
Okay.
But he was like, I'm gonna go check on Brian. I was like, Brian, sorry, buddy.
yeah.
But Brian, he's looking for some. They're because he does acting. He does like plays and stuff.
Cool.
He's the one who did that.
Yeah. He's the movie guy. He's like the movie.
Yeah,
guy.
he did that Clue. Play we went to.
Oh, yeah.
He was the director of that.
That was
And
cool.
so they're looking for some actors for 12 Angry Jurors.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good one. Good.
He was
story.
like, he goes, we were trying to make it modern. He goes, but then we realized it'd probably only be about 10 minutes because obviously
guilty.
DNA was a thing.
True. DNA says guilty. But what if the DNA's wrong?
Yeah. No. So he's like, so we have to only go to like the 60s or something.
No.
Hello.
I said the DNA is wrong.
But
Yeah.
it was crazy.
That'd be a fun one. That's a hell of a show. They're like, come on, you can tell he's guilty. Let's just get out of here.
I don't think I even know what
I watched
that
it in
movie.
high school.
That was a movie too.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of people that are like, he's guilty. Like, who cares? Let's just go. And then there's one person that's like, come on, we can't just say a guy's guilty. Like, we have to actually talk about this.
So they get
And
angry
then-
because they're at the.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
No, they're angry because, like one guy like doesn't care at all. He's like, just fucking kill the guy already. He like does not care. Doesn't want to be there. Just like, say he's guilty. Let's just be done with this. And there's that one guy in the beginning. It's like, we can't do this. The system's based on people trying and like really thinking about it. How would you feel if you were on trial? And he swayed everybody in the end, I think, is how it went down.
You know how crazy that would be, though?
Yeah.
Like,
I was on a
how bold do you need? That's pretty bold to
just be like,
to be the one person to be like, nope.
yeah.
Okay.
It's important.
We
though.
need a unanimous. Nope. I don't think he's guilty. This is why. Nope. Like to like have the have all that peer pressure on you to say okay, fine.
Yeah.
And to be like, no, fuck that. Like, I'm sticking with what I said.
Right.
He's not guilty.
Yeah.
I'd probably be like, okay, I'm going to join.
Well, a lot of times is enough. Like the case that we did, there were multiple charges. Mm-hmm. So I initially thought I was going to be more on that side of like innocent till proven guilty. Like it's on the state to really prove it. But then I saw the alleged and I saw the victim on the stands. And that's when it turned for me. It was just watching the way that they presented or things that happened. I just felt like there was sincerity on one side, not on the other.
Yeah.
And so that kind of swayed me, and it struck me that this younger person, like everything that they said checked out. Like
Yeah.
if you listen to the story, there was nothing that contradicted anything else, which is like, if this person's lying, something's not going to add up.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of pieces that did add up. And on the other side, it was just like, nope. And just like, I mean, which is like, I guess fine. Like, what are you going to say? Yep, I did do that. But like, I don't know. It's just, you get a feeling sometimes.
Yeah.
And it felt like things were said purposefully, even though they knew they weren't supposed to say it, just to try to like put it in your head, which I didn't really like. And so it was an interesting thing though. I mean, it still doesn't feel very good to put somebody in prison, I don't think. And for me, it didn't.
Like, yeah.
But it's not like a happy thing. Like at the end of it, you get to watch a family upset because they're losing somebody. And
shouldn't have murdered him.
somebody else Yeah, I mean, I don't feel that bad, but I wish it was like, most cases it's not like 100% for sure.
It's not cut and dry.
It's like, do you have like a reasonable doubt, or do you really believe that most likely that is the case? And
so say the case of this 12 angry jurors, right?
Yeah.
Say like that one guy's like, no, and he persuades everyone to go, okay, I agree with you, and then it comes to find out those 11 were actually right and he was wrong.
The next day, the guy murders somebody else. Like, oops, do-over? Do we get a do-over? I guess he was guilty. We were wrong. Wow,
I guess you guys were right.
Nobody knew.
So when I was in Job Corps, there was this. He was a friend of mine. His name was Chris Smith. Right. Sounds like a fake name, but it was his name.
His name was John Smith.
He was a real person.
Okay.
But I forget what the conversation was around. I want to say it was discipline, or it was around, I don't know, but whatever his viewpoint was, he was the only one, or maybe it wasn't discipline. It was something, it was whatever it was. He was the only one that like stuck with what he was. No, that's like, he stuck with his original thought, and the cool thing about his was like that 12 angry jurors. He was the one guy that just had a different viewpoint,
right?
And all of us were like, we had our viewpoints, or whatever. But he stuck with it. No one could persuade him, and some people were getting mad for no reason. You're like, dude, it's just, that's his opinion. Like, okay, like,
yeah.
And there was this other girl that she was the one that didn't want to like spank her kids or something, and me and him would like, nah, well, when I have kids, I'm gonna spank them, this, which now I don't, obviously, but she would get angry in the fact that like, oh, that's abuse, she got super like that.
Sure.
Like, and it's not really. I was like, all right, look at us.
Her kids. You never know.
You know what? That would be hella funny to find out.
I would. I mean,
she's the one that ends up spanking her kids, and the ones who said we're going to do this never did.
Yeah.
Because I never, like I said, we've talked about that before. I never spanked my kids. I never spanked them.
Well, it's definitely different between spanking and beating. I mean,
I punch them. Duh.
Closed fist is always better than open. No, it's if you spank your kid because they really need it, and it's like reasonable within reasonable limits, then that is more of a family cultural dynamic. I don't think when we get to this like black and white, like completely like anything like that is horrible, then there are family cultures where it's not done in violence, but it's done. The idea is this child responds to, it sounds bad. I don't know. The threat of physical violence.
I know, when you say it out loud.
But I mean, it's like
we threaten these kids with.
My dad believed strongly in spanking, and we got spanked sometimes. I have a very good relationship with my dad. I don't see a spank as abuse. I do believe that there's a time and a place where it may be reasonable. If it's your go-to all the time and you're
that's a little something.
I mean, come on. Like, you don't need to smack your kid around to prove a point.
Did you spill the milk? I'm going to whoop your ass.
But I do think, if you are strong with your child when they're little, itty bitty, and they start doing that stuff. I saw this kid the other day I wanted to spank. I'm going to be honest. I forget where we were, but he was coming in with his grandma, and he was punching her on the hand.
Oh, no.
And she was like, ow, that hurts. And
I'm smacking a kid's hand.
Almost, I wouldn't have done it, but I wanted to reach out and be like, do not ever touch her like that.
Yeah.
Because like you let kids at 5 or 4 or 3 get away with that. And then after 3 years of doing it, they're going to be way less likely to stop doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
If you stop it right away, whatever that be, you swat the hand if you need to, or just, some kids will respond to just your words.
I'm punching their hands back.
But I mean, truly, like a swat on the butt to show that hurts. Do you like how that feels? Because I don't either.
You get that smart ass kid. Yeah.
You know, and that's when it becomes a sociopathic little psycho.
Dexter.
You're going to be a murderer, that's for sure. Ooh, mommy, spank me again. I feel a little turned on, Mom. I don't know. Yeah,
Where's the belt?
Yeah. Don't do it again, Daddy.
Hey, Daddy.
It could be, hello, Daddy.
I'm Peppa Pig.
My daddy.
I saw something like that. It said, if he wants you to call him Daddy, say it in Peppa Pig's voice.
Daddy. Wasn't that Sharon Osbourne? Isn't that what she always used to say about Ozzy? Was like, oh, Daddy, in that old show they had.
I don't even know.
I think so.
But I think that's funny to hear in Peppa Pig's voice. Hey, Daddy.
And the dad's always oinking. Oh, hello there, Peppa. Weren't they like from Australia too in that show?
I don't even know. I never really watched it, to be honest. I just know it's like,
I know
hey,
as
I'm
much about Peppa the Pig as I do Bluey. It's very little, but
Yeah.
more than I probably should.
They're just animals.
They're just little animals, little cartoon animal people.
No, but I start my new job Monday. And they sent me like paperwork like, okay, report to this office. Dude,
Yeah.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
Shoot me now. I know I got to be there at 6:30.
So at what point do you have to be in the car?
I probably
from
should.
here to out there. Like
I should probably bounce out of my house probably 5:30.
Oh, I mean, it's in like Richland, right? It's
Yeah,
in the
but
city.
like me and Alicia, we get up at 5:20, so I'll have to get up a little earlier. So I just need to make sure which I typically do. I'll lay out my clothes the night
Yeah, I
before.
gotcha.
I'll iron or
Have everything
steam.
ready to go.
Yeah, that way I just get up, get dressed, and I'll make sure like my gym clothes are in another bag and ready, and maybe just because I think from there I'll have to go straight to the gym.
Gotcha.
But no, there's a part where it's like, okay, we need these identifications for your like W forms and this, all
Okay.
that boring crap. So I'm like, crap, I don't know where my birth certificate is. I didn't know where my birth certificate or my social security number was.
Oof.
Or my card, because I haven't had to use that shit
Those
in
are only kind of important.
9 years or whatever it was. I haven't used those things in forever. And I'm like stressing. I'm like, oh crap, maybe Alicia has them because she has all the kids' stuff. She usually has those all like put away, and so we can get to them pretty easily.
Yeah.
Sure enough, I didn't. Of course, shocker. I didn't have them, and so I tore out all the stuff in my like little dresser thing, and I did find it.
That's good. See,
I was stressing. I was like, crap, I'm gonna have to go to this job with no ID. Like, sorry, I'm not from here. ICE is coming.
I'm the Alicia of my family, and Blanca's more the you of our family. I have to show her where all the important documents are.
I know I put things away, right?
Uh-huh.
I just don't know where I put
where
things
it was
away.
that you put those things? Yeah,
But I know I set them aside, or
Sure.
I'll put them in like a folder. But then it's like I got 30 folders.
yeah,
Which one?
right. Yeah.
So I ended up giving those to Alicia, and she's holding to those.
Well, the good news is you just explained where your documents are, and nobody has a clue where that is. So
yeah, I know where they're at now.
Nice job.
They're in Alicia's possession.
It's a security issue.
Yeah.
Right. You're just keeping it secure.
Yeah, you guys don't need to know.
Yeah.
But no, so yeah, it's gonna be exciting. It is what it is.
Did you find out if you have an office or a cubicle or what?
I'll find that out.
You're like, I don't care. Whatever.
I don't really. Like, I'm excited for it.
Just something
nervous.
new, fresh.
I had to get a haircut. I feel like a kid.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I need new
Like the
clothes.
first day of school. kind
Yeah,
of
yeah. I
deal.
need to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in with my backpack.
You want me to get your backpack? Get your little lunch pail. Take a first day photo.
I'm gonna give. I probably have to though for like an ID badge.
True.
I have to find my metal lunchbox. I have one of those old school metal ones with a
big old
thermos.
Yeah, hell yeah. Going
Little
out to
He-Man.
work on the mine.
You know what? I think it's a He-Man
That's awesome.
lunch pill.
That's awesome.
There might be playing cards in it. but-
Thermos. With the thermos. That's
Yeah,
That's
the
pretty
little tiny thermos is like that big.
Yeah.
I'm ready. They're like, you can't bring that shit in here.
Yeah. You know, it's probably radioactive out here.
Yeah, that stuff loves radioactivity.
You know, the beauty of it is you'll still be in town, right? You're not going farther out.
And then Fridays I'm off. I'm looking forward to that. Like, it's gonna be
cool.
nice.
That's cool.
But
4-day weeks, 4 10s.
Yep. And then Tuesday, not this past Tuesday, I went to Toppenish and had lunch with like a bunch of people from my team.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool. We all sat down and ate and just, shot the shit. Johnny was like, "Do you got any good stories from when you were, in the time you've been here?" I'm like, no.
not one.
Nothing good.
What were the best times? Nothing.
There was good times.
Nothing rings a bell.
But there's no I just thought about it. I didn't have any off the wall funny
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's a crazy story.
Right.
I don't know. Just
man, one day I was pulling these wires
and it was crazy.
Yeah.
I almost died. This morning, I actually almost died. I was left to go to the gym. We get up, it's, raining.
Uh-huh.
I don't realize it's freezing outside.
Oof, yeah.
I walk down our path and I go down the stairs, and then right there where we park our car, that little stretch of sidewalk.
Yeah.
Slippery and shit. I step and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Whoa!
Yeah, I was like, "Oh!"
I can imagine you sliding all the way down your hill.
I almost bit it. I did the flail. My arms fell and everything. Like, oh, break dancing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So the other day, talking about the doppelganger thing, this isn't your doppelganger, by the way, what I'm about to tell you the story.
Okay.
Just his car. So we're coming back from the gym, right?
Yeah.
And we turn down Olympia, right? Right there, 27th Olympia, going home.
Yeah.
Well, I see Tom's car.
Okay.
Same car, same color. So I just see a guy in there with glasses, and I'm not paying attention because he's kind of far. And I thought it was you, so I'm like, "Hey," I wave. Lisa's like, "Who are you waving?" I was like, "That was Tom." And as we're driving by it, I was like, "Oh, that's not Tom.
That's not him." That happens all the time.
He's like this fat guy with this big ass beard.
Thanks.
Yeah,
this giant man with a big beard.
He had a big beard. And he does, and so then today we're like, going from the gym, and that Alicia's like, "Oh, there's Tom again. You gonna wave?" I'm like, "Ah ha ha."
Was it the same guy?
It was the same guy.
So weird.
But it's the same car, same year probably.
Bastards trying to rip me off.
I was like, that's just Tom's twin car. I was just waving.
Yeah.
I was like, oops,
man.
Oopsie daisy.
That's not cool. You can't have my car and my beard.
No, he had a long beard though.
Oh, yeah.
He looked nothing like you.
Dang.
So that's even the worst part. It wasn't even like he looked a little like you. It was like he looked nothing like you. Because Tom typically wears glasses.
I do. Yeah, I just take them off for the podcast because the ring light.
You could see it.
You can see it. See that?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I was like, oops.
Man.
But,
that's crazy.
Magic Mind.
Yes.
We just jump into it, right?
That's fine with me.
We've been sponsored by Magic Mind. I think this is our last.
I think so.
Our last go, but
they're doing the January
January special.
I guess special.
Yeah. So if you go to magicmind.com, what is it?
Just Blended Jan.
Yeah,
is the code, and you can get 45% off of your order.
And I will say, so we got you gave me the sleep stuff, right?
Yes.
We split those in half.
Yep.
And so I've been taking them regularly for the last, 5 days?
Yeah.
Right? So day one, I took one. Probably wasn't the best idea just because I had drank. So I couldn't, I woke up fine. But going to sleep, I was, obviously intoxicated. But after that,
great mixer.
Yeah, it was a great mix. But I just knew, okay, I'm going to take it. So I took, and I've been taking them every night.
Okay.
Right, about 30 minutes. I do about 30 minutes before bed.
Yeah.
So I'll take a shot, and I have them all lined up on my dresser, and I'll tell you what, and this is for real. I think it works pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I kind of chill out for a minute. And then I can feel myself getting a little sleepy. So then I'll okay. Because usually when you feel yourself get sleepy, let yourself fall asleep.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of the key is in that sense instead of trying to fight it.
Uh-huh.
But man, since I've done that, I've slept through the night every day.
Yeah. And that's kind of what they say is like it helps get that rhythm of sleep down where you're in deeper sleep. I've had some really weird dreams lately, which I don't think is connected, but I'm remembering my dreams, which I think is connected because I think I'm actually getting deep enough sleep that I'm waking up and actually feeling like I slept the night before.
Yeah, I slept.
So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, and then I wake up in the morning because we go to the gym and stuff, and I wake up just fine. I don't, even if I don't get enough sleep sometimes, the fact that I stay sleeping, because before I'd get like, we'll say 5 hours, but through that 5 hours, I'm like waking up a shit ton.
Yeah.
With this, I've been doing it, and I maybe wake up once because I have to use the restroom, like typical, nothing crazy. Right. But I fall right back asleep.
Nice.
Which is nice. And I'm like, oh man, I think this crap's working. So I'm going to have my son, he has issues like, going to sleep. So I'm going to have him try it to see how he likes it, to see if it works for him. But yeah, I think it's that ashwagandha and all those little vitamins and minerals in there.
Yeah. Because it's all healthy stuff. It's all natural stuff. Yeah. And it's like a concoction of.
And it's good.
Wonder. And it tastes good. I do like the berry flavor. I don't know. We talked last week about the original flavor being. What was it?
Lime.
Like lime or something. It actually sounded pretty good, but I have no idea. We have the berry, and it's pretty good. It's pretty tasty.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I think that for the sleep quality, it's that mix of the kava gaba, magnesium glycinate. I think just that whole mixture just helps. Like, I don't know. For me, I love that part of it, the sleep quality. Because like I said, I would wake up a lot.
Yeah.
And I would I don't know.
Well, you have to be asleep long enough to actually get into a good sleep cycle. And that's like, they say like with drinking, if you drink alcohol, you don't tend to get into a deep sleep.
No.
It's like a very, I don't know.
Well,
light sleep.
So that first night that I took it, I did drink, right? I got a buzz on, but I made sure I drank the Magic Mind. And usually when I drink, like you said, your quality sucks. I slept good.
So even night one, you felt with that circumstance.
I was like, okay, I can't say that it worked perfect because I had this part.
Right.
So the next night I took it, and the nights all after that, and it's just, I've been sleeping. Nice. I've been sleeping good, man. I like it.
I've enjoyed it. And like I said, the flavor is good enough. Like, I don't mind drinking one at night either. It's not like one of those things where you're like, oh, gross, let me just get it down.
No.
Thing. It's a little shot. It's not even like a big drink.
No, I should have brought one down.
Yeah.
But yeah, because like we mentioned, the artwork looks really pretty.
Yeah, it's very relaxing just in the way, like the color scheme and everything. So, we've enjoyed working with Magic Mind. They've been, they're a company that we respect. And so if you're interested, it's a pretty good deal right now, 45% off. Again, going to magicmind.com/justblendedjan for 45% off. You can also find them in their TikTok store.
Yep.
We ordered something tonight from their TikTok store. So,
Magic Mind Shop is what it is if you want to search that up.
There you go. Yep. So you can get on your tiki-taki and...
Yeah, and we just got the OG blend.
Yeah.
Right?
We're going to do some energy drinks because, again, I hate the fakey energy that gives you the jitters and the crash and all that.
Yeah.
We can attest. We've done the traditional.
It was good.
And, again, pretty good flavor. Small little shot.
And I'm looking forward to it with the new job being that I got to wake up so early.
5 a.m.
I know. And I had, instead of coffee, maybe I'll just do that, but I'll probably get coffee too. But, just a little shot of that, I think will just kind of give me that, get me out of a fog.
Get your brain getting
But if I'm doing the sleep, you wake up without that fogginess too. Like I've been waking up like good. Like I'm awake.
Yeah.
Like Undertaker.
There you go.
When he was knocked out and he just wakes up. That's me. Just comes straight up out just like the Undertaker. Hey, let's go.
Speaking of wrestling, there's a show that Blanc and I watched where these girls are trapped in this like bunker, and they do this flashback scene the girls stuck in the bunker, and one of them has Hulkamania.
Oh.
And she's going like this.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude.
It's pretty great. It's pretty funny stuff.
I remember growing up watching wrestling and watching like Hulk Hogan and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
How he would be like getting his ass beat, and then he would be like, he'd get the crowd hyped up, and so it would give him this power.
Yeah.
And he would do that. He would start like, getting juiced up from that crowd. Oh man. Then he had the atomic leg drop was like his finisher.
Nice.
Terrible finisher.
It's called atomic. It's got to be powerful.
Like, another finisher that I feel like sucks is the rock bottom. It's cool, but it's like, eh.
So I don't watch it, so I have no idea what.
Yeah, the rock bottom, he would it would be like if you were facing me, and then he'd like have his arm like this, and then he'd lift you up, and then you'd slam you down.
Oh,
right?
So then the back of
so your back would hit the ground.
Gotcha.
And I would my arm would be on top of you.
Land on top of you. Yeah.
And then he would do his people's elbow, and that was his finisher, right?
People's elbow.
Yeah. He'd always take off his little elbow sleeve, and then he'd run back and forth. Then he'd do a little something.
Off the ropes.
Yeah, and then he'd come to the middle, and then he would like
do the elbow in too.
Yeah, he would just do something and then drop, boom.
I always enjoy anytime like the guy who's winning lifts the other guy up, and the guy just goes with it, and then stands there rocking. Yeah, so they can run up and punch him or whatever.
You'd get some wrestlers that were pretty good about it.
Yeah,
like you can see that they had a really good rapport the way they would interact.
Right.
So they could do it's wrestling, so it's fake, obviously.
Right.
But they were so good about it.
Yeah, there's definitely athleticism in it.
Yeah.
And it's not for me, I will say. I've never been a big fan, but I do know that my brother loved it. Dude, as a kid.
I loved watching like Stone Cold, that era, when it was like Stone Cold, Triple H, and all that. And that Stone Cold had one of the best finishers. I feel like the stunner.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah,
is he the one that ended up becoming who became the governor of like Minnesota?
That's Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura. Yeah.
Let me tell you something,
brother. That's what I love about
dude. I would watch his show, his conspiracy show. Yeah. I love that show.
My brother and I still remember the one with the black box. It's like 9/11. They never found the black box. He said black box like 800 times.
Yeah, he went to like little camps.
That's wild.
Not concentration camps.
This never happened.
No, he was like there was like some kind of like camp where like like refugees were or something, or they would have people, but they were saying that there was no one there, but he's like, you can clearly see, there's people.
A person shit right here.
Yeah, no, you'd see cameras or something. Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff was pretty cool. But yeah, he was funny.
He's man, that was like before conspiracy theories were so like normal,
God, what was his show called? It was Jesse Ventura's Conspiracy.
Something like that. Conspiracy Files, maybe? Something like that.
I liked watching that. I love watching conspiracy.
It's just funny. I mean, the JFK one, I'm like, I could buy into that, probably. The two shooter theory.
Yeah, there's some I could see.
I could see it. 1960s, they were definitely a little more shady back then.
Oh yeah, I could see something like that.
A lot of the modern stuff, and just like a lot of you guys are living in a fantasy world. Like everything is a conspiracy. I mean, come on.
They even think like there's a thing now with like football, NFL.
Oh yeah,
it's scripted.
Right?
I'm like, is it though?
Not scripted. That's the thing is like sometimes
or some of the refs maybe like
look, some of them are corrupt. I'll say that. There's times where it's like,
so there was this documentary on God, I don't know if it was on HBO Max or Netflix, but it was about it was basically about, I think it was NBA refs and stuff. It was like this whole scandal, and they were legit coming out and saying that there was this whole thing on it, and it was really interesting that they were just getting paid extra.
Well, look at boxing. I mean, boxing is so clear. We were watching that fight and talking about it. Like, there were fights where you can literally, like, they can tally the score And the judges call it, and you're like, but the score says the other person won.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, it's called. I don't know.
Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, the mob's involved, you know.
It probably was back in the day.
Oh, it super was.
Huh.
It was, man.
Oh, didn't
Karma. Sammy the Bull Gravano.
Didn't he talk about that?
Even the rappers, they were out there wrestling.
Didn't they talk about like? I swear he had talked about that.
I'm sure he did. I mean, he was working out all the time. I think he worked out at like a boxing gym. Maybe I'm full of shit, but I think he did.
Yeah, probably.
And yeah, man, De Niro's coming out with a new movie.
I saw that.
The Kings of Alto or something.
I just seen the trailer.
It's a new mafia show called The Altos. They're going after the Sopranos.
That sounds like a music group.
The Altos. You know, that was a concern with the Sopranos. They're like, this is a horrible name. They wanted, what did they want to call it? They wanted to call it something that would have been stupid because they thought everybody was going to think it was a singing group.
Oh, I can see that. And actually,
I think the girl that played Meadow, Jamie Lynn Sigler, I think she said that she thought that's what she was auditioning for. Was like a singing show. Yeah. I want to be loved by. Wait, what?
Like, no.
What's this about? My dad's a mobster. Okay. Yeah, man.
But can you picture that with any other name now?
No. A Family Guy or Family Man or something like that is what they wanted to call it. Fox would have done that. They would have said,
we have the Family Guy.
They would have said Family Man. And then they would have had Family Guy come on right after it or something.
Yeah.
And Tony would have been like, are you freaking kidding me?
Can you imagine? Oh, that would have been terrible.
It would have ruined it.
I'm trying to think of a cool, like, the Rizzo family. I don't know. Like the Rizzos.
Gonzo.
See, in that.
The Gonzos.
The Rizzos. That sounds like a sitcom.
It
almost.
Does. The Rizzos. Hey, come with the Rizzos. Get yourself some mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. Dude, I was actually watching this. I don't know how some of this stuff just pops up on your feed, right? Mm-hmm. But it's this pizzeria. It's like in New Jersey.
Nice.
And they were talking and this kid, he looks young. He's probably like maybe 20-something.
Okay.
25 or younger, right? And he's making mozzarella knots and he's showing you how to do this stuff.
Nice.
Like, but he has that like accent. And I'm like, oh man.
You gotta take it and you gotta knot it up. You're not knotting it right.
Yeah.
Some mozzarella, come on.
Yeah, he's making garlic knots. That's what he's making.
The garlic knots?
Yeah, he was getting the dough and he was just timing it out, put them in there, and he's like,
you're doing it wrong. You gotta do it soft.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah. And then he put it, it shows the whole process, and I got stuck watching that thing for like fucking 10 minutes. Man, I was just like,
Jersey Italian, man, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It sounded cool. Yeah. So I had to follow him.
Yeah.
It's a pizzeria that I'll never go to, ever.
Just don't come by at night.
Yeah, if we say we're open, we're closed.
Yeah. So interesting what we do at night. One of my favorite Sopranos, they chop a guy up at the meat store. And the character Christopher, who does that, he goes, it's going to be a long time before I eat anything from Satriali's, I'll tell you that.
Right?
It's great. Because they're like you're putting it through the meat cutter. Oh. So gross. Gross.
That would be... I think that's the only side of the mob thing I could do.
I think that's the only, like the murder and the body destruction.
Yeah, I
mean, it's pretty gnarly.
Let me be like the accountant, the CPA or something.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I'll fix your books or something.
Oh goodness! Oh no! You're a corrupt lawyer on coke. I'll do that.
Yeah, I would. I don't know. I'd rather do that than put someone through a meat grinder.
Isn't that in a
Breaking Bad? Wasn't?
Well, yeah, but he was. I don't think he was on drugs. Saul Goodman, right? Mm-hmm. I'm thinking of Scarface. Wasn't his lawyer the guy with the curly hair and big glasses who was like
probably
crazy?
coked out.
He was on drugs all the time. I think that was a cool movie.
I know. I just watched Training Day last night.
Did you?
I hadn't seen that movie in
What is it he says
long.
when he tells the guy that he like gave him speed?
He's like, "Oh, you like getting wet?
Dust or something?"
No,
like
he goes,
that.
"You like getting wet?"
Yeah.
Like,
what do you mean? What?
Yeah, PCP.
Yeah.
Dust. He called it dust, but he's like, "Oh, I didn't know you like to get wet."
Yeah.
That's what he told him.
What?
I was like, damn.
Dude, can you imagine?
He's like, it's not like someone put a gun to your head, and I'm like, dude, you literally had a gun to his head.
You said to take it.
Like, you stopped in the middle of the street.
Man.
I forget how much of an asshole Denzel is in that movie.
Yeah, he's pretty bad.
Just like
and there wasn't even like a reason for it. He was just flat out corrupt. Because didn't they go to like the old captain's house or somebody who had been sort of corrupt and they killed him?
Something like that.
To like shut him up or to do something.
After I taken my magic mind, I had fallen asleep.
Magic mind worked that good.
No, seriously, I ended up falling asleep.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I was out by, I don't know. I woke up towards the end when he did King Kong. And he got shit on
that. And then he gets shot. He like essentially tap dance when he gets shot.
Yeah, he got shot at the
in the intersection, right?
Yeah,
like by his car, and they all shoot the shit out of him.
Yeah, see, and I missed that part because that's when I got up to go use the restroom.
Oh,
was at that part, and it kind of froze.
Yeah,
and then I was like, whatever.
He was. I'll tell you when he was a super badass was that movie, Man
on Fire.
That was a good one too. I own that DVD.
I love that.
What's the one with Frank? He's Frank Lucas. What was that movie? American Gangster.
Oh yeah,
that was good.
That's a good one.
Man, when he, I forget what it was it led up to. It's been a long time, but the guy's owes him money, and he says something. So he goes in and he empties the sugar out of the thing. And then he walks up and just shoots the guy right on the sidewalk. Puts the glass down by him and like puts $1 in it or whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah.
The guy tells him he owes him money or something like that, and he just like blasts him in front of everybody.
How crazy is that?
Like didn't say a word, and then just like wipes his hands and walks off. Is like, good Lord.
Can you? That's
Denzel Washington's crazy.
Yeah, no, I think it was Man on Fire or
Man on Fire was good.
Out of Time or something. Or
A Life for a Life, right? I give you a life for her life or something like that. Your life for her life.
I just remember there's a part where he's like has this guy tied up, and he's like, "No, I have all the time in the world. You, on the other hand, you don't got time."
He's got the watch on him, and he's like naked because he shoved it up his ass or something.
Yeah, the bomb. Yeah.
And he's like, I got all the time in the world. You don't got the time. You got 1 minute. So, and then he walks away.
Yeah, that was.
He ran out of time, and then he walks away.
I was like, whoo.
So you know that
I
song
love that movie. It's so cool.
Movie when it's like I don't know the words.
Yeah.
So
is it like an Indian song?
No, I think it's actually Spanish.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing.
Oh yeah,
from where they are, but I don't actually.
The way you sang it, I thought it was from India.
Spanish, so I just said "Hey nani nana," but they play that. So there's a really good documentary on Richard Ramirez, who is the Night Stalker.
Oh yeah, okay.
If you've watched that documentary, they start an episode and they show like all the victims of him, and they play that song, and all I can think of is Man on Fire because of it being used in that movie, and I watched it probably on repeat for like a year.
I want to watch that movie.
And then it ends up being, this is going to ruin it for you if you haven't watched it, but it ends up being the girl's dad.
Yeah, Mark Anthony.
Leaves him the gun with the bullet that he was going to kill himself with.
Yeah.
But it didn't go off. And he gives him the bullet. It's like, you know what you need to do. And he leaves, and then you hear, bam.
Yeah.
Golly. That's poetic justice.
That is, huh?
It's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Because he was in love with, like, the kid. Like, he's like, this is a great kid. And they bonded, kind of.
Yeah.
You know?
Because he was taking care of her.
He was taking care of her.
He was like the bodyguard, right?
And it was his duty, and she got kidnapped. And it's just that part where he meets him on the bridge, and he's, like, bleeding. And he gives her a hug, and he's like, run. And she takes off, and he walks up to him, and he's just like, ah.
Yeah, I gotta watch that movie again.
Man, it's good. I have it on DVD. Good. You think I'm ever getting rid of that DVD?
Hell no. You know, when I was looking for my birth certificate and all that, I came across some video games of mine from PlayStation, from like my PS4.
When you used to buy the CD case.
Oh yeah, so I had like five.
PS4. Right,
yeah,
PS4.
So I had, it was like 5 games.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn.
What games were they?
There was a Batman. There was a Call of Duty Ghosts, which is a good one.
Ghost Ops or just Ghosts?
It's called Ghosts.
Okay.
It's a really good one. And then there was one called Thief. Watch Dogs, I think, was one of them. And I can't remember the other one. Oh, Battlefield 4.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I like Battlefield 4. And then I played Watch Dogs a little bit. That was cool. It's like a hacker. You're like it's like a GTA style, but not as immersed, stuff. But you like hacks things and like but you can steal cars and stuff like that. But I think you can like mess with the street lights and shit.
Oh yeah, okay.
Do stuff like that. But it's a pretty cool game.
Nice.
And then Batman Arkham Asylum, that game was great. I beat that. That game I beat.
Is Ghost the one where it starts out in space? You're on the space station or the no. What was that one? You let me borrow that one once. That one was pretty cool. They start shooting rockets down from space.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Like you're shooting people in space, and every time you shoot, you're like whoa, flying around. You know what I'm talking about? No,
I don't.
I swear you let me borrow it.
Maybe.
No, you start out, you're in space, and you're like on the space station.
It might be like a Call of Duty game, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's Call of Duty.
Ghost is like you're like not in space or anything. It's normal.
There's a ghost in it. Out there, yeah.
His name's Ghost. He's like one of the characters
too, right? Like you're.
No, I think his name's Ghost. There's a guy named Ghost in it.
Casper.
Yeah, like his like soldier name's Ghost.
Yeah.
And then I forget who else is in it. Some of the characters, they're in a few of them.
They are like they're also games that are kind of like movies.
I just remember that game was really cool.
What was the one where you're in like Iraq? You're in Iraq. And it felt, I imagined at the time, very realistic. Like you're in tanks and you're going through and you have to like watch the rooftops because of people.
I know Battlefield was like that.
Yeah.
Then there was Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
That was
Medal of Honor. The old ones with World War II. That was cool.
Yeah. And then there's Tom Clancy ones that are kind of like that too. I forget what they're called.
Yeah. What was really fun was when they did the zombie mode of Call of Duty.
Leo was just talking about that.
And it was like in the 60s. Did you see that where they did you're in the UN and it's Nixon and Kennedy.
Oh, no.
And, like, I'm not kidding. You run around as them and they have like their sayings that they say, which are like some of their famous words from speeches.
Oh.
And they run around like
I'm not a crook.
Yeah, he does one time. He like shoots someone's like, I am not a crook. And the Kennedy's saying shit. It's not what you do for your country or whatever. And he's like shooting them. It's funny. It's really funny.
Yeah, the game I'm playing right now called Days Gone.
Yeah.
That game they need to make that a movie.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's a zombie, but he's the whole thing right now is his wife got hurt in the beginning of the game, and so he puts her on this helicopter that's rescuing some people, and they're like, we don't have any more room, and he points a gun. He's like, no, like she's going.
Pay him. You got room.
He's like,
now.
okay, I'll put her on there. He goes, and then he tells her, I'll meet you or something, but. Something happens where now you think she's pretty much dead,
you think,
and
like,
years go by, right?
Yeah.
I want to say like 2 years or something, or I gotta say it's like about 2 years have gone by.
Okay,
but he starts finding out.
This is like a zombie apocalypse world.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
and there's hordes there and stuff, and which is crazy because there's one level where there's about if I read correctly, it's like 500.
Holy cow!
I've come across the hordes a million times. I just ignore them. I drive my motorcycle right past those bitches. Yeah, sometimes I'll fuck with them, throw some grenades, and see what I can do. But
just get them going.
And then they're like, and they'll start running at you. I'm like, okay, it's time to go.
Never mind. Never mind.
But this is a spoiler alert. But there's a point where I'm at now, where like he's in this new camp. You get in this new part of this level, and then it has a bunch of cutscenes. And then all of a sudden, like, you see the back of this chick, right? And he goes there because he knows that I think she's alive. He's telling his buddy, his name's Boozer. He goes, I think she's alive. I gotta go. Like, I need to go here to find out, because or I'm not gonna be able to like
live with myself.
Yeah, like I need to make sure that this is before I can truly just say, okay, she's dead.
Yeah.
So she turns around. And it's her, and he sees her, and he's like, the way they do the whole scene, I was like, oh shit.
Beautiful movie moment.
It was
A
actually.
little tear in your
I was
eye.
like, oh shit, I felt that, man. You can
She's
see.
alive.
I don't know who the voice actor is for that guy. His name's Deacon St. John.
Nice.
But he's a pretty good actor. I mean, I feel like he's like probably an actor in real life or something.
Yeah, I'm sure
He looks very similar.
Oh man, that's cool. I've never played that game. I probably should.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And it's fun. The little missions are fun.
Yeah.
I was just like going around and, shooting zombies, and there's these fucking wolves though that can keep up with you. And oh man, those
On
things
the motorcycle?
yeah,
Zombie wolves or just regular?
they're like zombie wolves, but they're stupid. They're so fast because they can keep up with you on your motorcycle.
Can you shoot them? Or
Yeah, if you're driving, sometimes I'll just jump off real quick and just
blast them.
hit 'em
get
up.
on.
Yeah,
God,
usually I
that's
just
gotta
use
be frustrating though when you get surrounded and crap and they're
dude.
jumping at you.
Well, so you'll be driving sometimes, and if you don't notice like a zombie out of nowhere, sometimes they will jump at you and they'll knock you right off your motorcycle.
Oh, nice. And then you got to fight them. Like, fuck, man.
So sometimes, like I've figured out how to like use my motorcycle a little better. So I can do donuts and stuff. So
Nice.
I'll go and I'll fuck with them.
Can you like sideswipe them?
Yeah, I've tried it. You can hit them and kill them with
that's
your motorcycle, but your motorcycle starts taking damage. So you got to repair it. You got to because you got to collect scrap and
That's
stuff.
kind of cool. Nice.
So I was always repairing that and my melee weapon because I like to just use that. It's like a bat with a saw blade. on it.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Nice.
I love using that weapon. And this new level that I'm at, like, there's this other. It's like an unlocked weapon. I haven't unlocked it, but I found it, and it's much stronger. I'm like,
Nice.
but you can right now. I can repair weapons with my scrap, so I try to keep them as long as I can.
Yeah.
So I don't want to lose this one.
Have you ever thought in real life, like, what would I take with me?
I have, and playing these games, it's definitely going to be not a gun. A
Yeah.
gun would be okay, but you run out of bullets.
Exactly. I've kind of thought about at least bringing with me a golf club.
Michonne was the best. She had a sword,
Nice.
a katana blade.
See, and I've seen that used over and over again.
Yeah,
I feel
she-
like if you knew how to use a katana,
Yeah, she
That'd
was
be a hell of
she
a
was
weapon.
badass with that in Walking Dead.
yeah,
She was pretty badass with her
yeah,
katana blade though.
yeah, yeah.
She's in was it Black Panther? She's
Oh,
she's the bald girl
Yeah, okay.
in Black Panther.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure-
another really good movie that's similar that genre is I Am Legend.
I
That
love that
movie
movie.
was killer.
The zombies
That-
kind of remind me of I Am Legend.
They're
kind of-
and
they're
they
not
were,
stupid.
Vampire-ish.
Yeah.
Like they were so weird in them. I couldn't tell if they were supposed to be vampires because they would get in the sunlight and it would burn them.
yeah,
You know?
kind of. Yeah,
But like they were creepy. Like when the dog goes in there and he's like,
And weren't they
going
fast?
after- yeah, and he's like Sam, and he's going in there,
they're supposed to be making the second.
and they're all like twitching and stuff and asleep. Oh my god! I'd be like,
Well,
dude.
so there's a scene in the game where I'm at this dock, this pier where it's like all the zombies, right? Where I said there's like 500, and I'm looking for a guy, right? So you can put silencers on your gun,
yeah,
and
smart.
after a while, the silencer will quit working until the gun will be loud, and that draws attention.
Yeah.
So there's a scene, or there's a mission where I have to find this guy, but he decides to be in this dock. So I'm like looking for him, but I got to be quiet because you wake that horde up, and
They're sleeping there.
Yeah, but you'll see him sleeping like.
They're all awful.
Yeah. They're like rocking back and forth.
Because you get close to them and they kind of.
But I've thrown like pipe bombs and stuff in there just to stir the pot a little bit.
So, like, say you throw a pipe bomb really far away, do they run towards the noise or do they come?
They'll
after
run
you?
towards the noise, but sometimes you'll get someone to see you,
and then they'll
just like.
figure it out.
Ah. So as soon as I throw a pipe bomb, I'm always gone. I jet
Done.
and I'll go to my motorcycle and then I'll like sit on it and I'll look to see what they're doing, and then I'm like,
Do you get
I'll go close and
bombarded like frequently from the back?
if you don't pay attention, you can. Yeah.
Scary stuff.
Then there's these big ones that are fast, and you can't use your melee weapon on them because
Yeah.
they're hella strong. They'll toss you. He like tosses you.
They kind of
around.
remind me of what was that game? What was it called? It was pretty cool, but it was like you had these levels you would play, and they had all the different kinds of Zombies, yeah, had like a whaler that would scream. She was like a witch that would scream at you.
See, they have one in that.
And they had boomers that would blow up.
Oh,
And
that's.
I'm trying to think of the name of it. That was pretty cool.
I know in The Last of Us they have guys that would blow up.
Yeah, it's similar. I think they just that
if it's
game
Left
you
4
played
Dead.
as a coach, or you played as like they always have the guy in the suit, right? So there's a guy with a tie. There's a guy who's like a football coach, high school football coach.
Of course.
And there's a girl that's like something or other. I don't know. They had like 4 characters you could play. I wish I could remember the name of the game. It was fun. It wasn't super open world or anything. It was like you'd go through these levels, but
Yeah, there's one in it was Dead Rising. That one, it like takes place in like a mall.
yes,
Which
that
was-
was hard.
It was a cool.
very hard. It was a cool idea, but it was very frustrating for me.
Oh yeah,
I
dude,
don't like-
because they would have
I don't
hella
like-
zombies.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is not fun. Fun for me is like I get to kill a zombie here and there.
So the cool
And
thing about
survive.
this game is you don't get it bombarded with like hella zombies all the time. You'll come across the hordes here and there,
But
which is part of
generally
the.
speaking, you're going around.
You got like onesie twosies. There's times where I'm, battling probably about 6,
Yeah.
which I can handle.
That's
them,
not bad.
Yeah. And then because there's a thing where you can slow down and so it slows them down.
Yeah.
And you can shoot real quick.
Nice.
It's like
It's like
called
the
your
dead
focus
kind of deal.
Yeah,
Like
it's called
a
your
dead-
focus,
yeah.
so it slows it down and you just.
Nice.
So I'm trying to get good at my head. I'm pretty good with headshots in that game. But,
Have you?
but they be dodging and shit. I'm like, God damn, fool.
You're dead. You're dead tissue. Like,
Dude,
how are you
the
so fast?
smartest zombies, I'm like, I'm going to go around those left bank here. And they're like, yeah, I know. Now I'm going with you.
They're
and I'm
like
like,
football
they'll cut
players,
me
man.
off. I'm like, you son of a bitch. How did you know where I was going?
Shoot their legs off.
Yeah, you'll chop their arms off sometimes.
If you
And they're still trying to come at
in
you.
that game, if you say you shoot them in the leg, do they lose a leg and still keep coming at you?
I don't know if they've lost leg. I know you can throw bear traps down and they'll get caught in there and they can't move. Well, they're trying to get out, but then you go and just kill them. But I know if you chop an arm off, they still come at you.
Yeah.
I'll have to do that. I might mess with
Kinda
that
interesting.
tonight. I don't know.
Have you seen the preview for 28 Years Later?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That what is his name? Cillian Murphy or something. He's in
Possibly,
it.
yeah.
He was in one of the 28 weeks or 28 days
okay,
later. He was originally in one of those.
Yeah.
And now he's in 28 years later and he looks zombie-ish.
It's so crazy.
So
They nailed it. That poem that guy says in it, that whole like that marching one, that's eerie.
is that a Frank Miller
Could be
movie or
Could be. Yeah.
Or George Miller?
I'm not sure. to be honest
not
with you.
Frank Miller, George or something. But it looks good.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I have the other ones on DVD.
I just watched the first one a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
Or a couple months back.
A couple of years ago. Well, before I
28
met
days
Blanca,
later?
several years ago, I did the 28. Yeah, what was it? 28 days and 28 months.
There's
Those
28
are the-
days and there's 28 weeks.
or weeks. That's it. And now the third one's 28.
Oh, so maybe it's the 28 weeks is the one I watched.
Because that's the one where they steal like the taxi, not steal the taxi, but they get into a taxi.
I just
right?
know
They
there's a
drive.
scene where the guy's like, "Oh, you're my wife. Peace. I'm gonna leave you getting attacked by this person."
So
And
nice.
you're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
That part made me laugh.
I need
Like,
to watch those again.
It was pretty good. It's on right now on one of them streaming services.
Nice.
But I got a question of the week, and then we can get out of here. Is it better to be with someone who challenges you or someone who makes you feel completely comfortable? You know?
What do you think?
I think I don't mind being challenged because then it kind of like helps maybe change things about you that maybe are negative
Sure.
in a sense, right?
Yep.
But I don't want someone who's going to try to change who I am as a person.
Yeah.
'Cause
Right.
then that's don't change me. I am me.
Yeah.
You fell in love with me. Don't try to change who I am.
Sure.
But obviously, if I have bad habits or anything like those things, I can see.
Yeah. I
But
gotcha.
I don't know if you're comfortable though. I mean, having that comfortability is kind of nice though.
Yeah. I think I'm with you. I know that Blanca and I have talked openly about our feelings on it. Like we are not. We definitely are not like those people that just are like, oh, we fit together like a puzzle piece and there's never any conflict and everything's just like great all the time.
Yeah, that's how me and Alicia are.
But it's a good challenge. I think I need a person who challenges me.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be as, I don't know, what's the word? I wouldn't be in the best position if I did not have somebody that challenged me.
Yeah.
You know, like I think I take things for granted too much sometimes. And,
yeah, it makes you look at things differently.
Yeah.
When someone's like, hey, blah, 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 this or that. And you're like,
yeah, you're going to look at
okay,
me. Give me
okay.
attention. Make like I am you.
Well, no, I think sometimes you need that because say you're not like a person who's lovey-dovey and you got this like, hey, I need you to focus on that because this is what I need.
Yeah.
I need this from you.
Yeah.
Can you give this to me?
Yeah.
And if they don't, then it's like, obviously that becomes a problem.
Well, and we all have our crap. My wife will call me on my crap.
Mine just did before the podcast.
And it's like, all right. You know, doesn't mean I always take it. Sometimes it's like, all right, let's hash this out. But
yeah, I know. Mine came up with something and I'm like, right now we got to talk about this. And we both had our points.
Yeah.
I think it got left at you have your viewpoint, I have my viewpoint.
Agree to disagree.
It's one of those. And is that okay? I feel like that's okay sometimes.
Sometimes it is.
Because it's like, I'm going to see it the way I see it. You're going to see it the way you see it. I can see how you are seeing that. I get it 100%. I completely understand.
Right.
But I need you to understand from my viewpoint that it, like, trust me that I'm okay. Like, whatever.
Right.
But
our set of facts are the same, and we agree on them. We just disagree with the outcome.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Very good.
Well, thank you guys for joining us on a Friday night.
Yeah.
For you, it's probably going to be like a
Saturday or Sunday,
something like that. But
it'll probably be a Sunday, I'm guessing.
Living, we've got
keep on keeping on, as Joe Dirt would say.
Sunday, we've got Puxatawny Phil. It's going to tell us if it's winter or spring.
Oh, that fool's still.
Oh yeah, every year, man, every year.
Oh no, I thought that was already happened.
Oh, it's on Sunday. So yeah, so let's see what happens. All right, everybody.
I wonder when the original died.
Never.
The Groundhog.
Officially, I heard on the radio today, never, ever. He's been living for 100 some years. Every summer, he drinks an elixir that gives him 7 more years.
Magic mind.
Look, I heard from Jesse Ventura. Every year, he lives 7 more years. He will never die. Jesse Ventura has him on tape.
He knows what he's doing.
All right, guys.
Later.
Take it easy.
Suck it. I feel like a talk show with my little